After having seen the production line, we later caught up with the Wood et al. MD at the company's showroom within Abuja. It was another exciting experience.
This is the dining area. You have different designs of dining, and then you have different kind of woods. This is popularly used in Nigeria. It's called cherry, but we mix it with different cream, with a cream color. This is the sideboard for this dining table.
All right, that's it.
Yeah. This is popularly called wingi. It's popularly called wingi here. It has different origins. You have some imported from Turkey, China, Italy, Germany, and every part of the world that they manufacture the sheets. This is maple, very nice, very subtle.
Maple.
Yeah, maple.
I like it.
Yeah, very nice, very subtle.
Really good.
Usually not very common among our Nigerian users, you know, but it brings a touch of class and cleanliness to its invitation.
Yeah.
And then you can see how we combine maple and wingi. We have the technical know-how and ability to combine different kind of woods. I showed you the maple earlier, and I showed you the wingi on their individuality. Yeah. But you can see the way they're combined. Nice. And it comes really very nice. In a modern day furniture manufacturing company, there's never waste. These are produced from offcuts.
Of larger projects.
Of larger projects.
I see.
Yes.
It's quite nice.
And then you can mix them up, like this is a mix of this is a different mix, and then you put everything together, it forms a design, you know. So. This is a settee with a sleeper. You can sit down. Yeah. It's really good for today's lifestyle, blow out of proportion. And it's very loungy, you know, you come back from work, you're tired, you're watching TV, and you could spend your entire evening on the lounge. Yeah, sure. Sure, I can move closer to you. Yes. You know. It's quite comfortable. Yeah.
All right, tell us, in the factory, how long does it take to manufacture something like this?
In every production, there's what we call economies of large and small scale. There's economies of large scale production, and there's an economy of small scale production. Minimally, it takes 2 weeks to produce one, but if you're producing 10 at the same time, of the same type, it will take you about 4 weeks, because you enjoy the economies of large scale production. So, but at 2 weeks from your order, you get your furniture.
Not so long afterwards, the rains began, pounding heavily on the iron sheets above. Our host then treats me to a nice cup of tea. After we settled down, I asked him about early business life, ease of doing business in the country, availability of technical skills, the Bank of Industry intervention, and other matters arising.
It all started about 15 years ago, precisely. And but the kind of economy we had in 15 years is not what we have now. It's not what we're having now, actually. And as a business administration graduate, we had to think out of the box. And I had to look at my SWOT analysis, my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. When I graduated, Abuja was a booming place. There was the constructions over everywhere. There's construction everywhere. That was the biggest market you had in Abuja 15 years ago. And the only way I saw that I could function properly was key into that industry. And the only space that was available For people that were not professional builders, architects, was the joinery and furniture sector, the, the specialist sector. You know. And having worked with one, two companies, we were able to develop the skills, technical know-how, and a lot of training abroad in different parts of the world. Exhibitions, very important. They expose you a lot. And with very good patronage from Nigerians who believe in Nigeria and buy Nigeria, made in Nigeria products. That is the outcome of what you have Wood et al. Today. At the beginning, we were a darling to every Nigerian who wanted good furnishing and good taste, because we started producing high quality furniture from the beginning. And the marketing was strictly word of mouth. With the introduction of the mobile phone into the country, it blew up. And the support of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, by banning furniture products into the country, the industry started growing, and that was when the furniture manufacturing industry got its footing in the country. The other part of it was for the entrepreneur to develop the business. And we thank Bank of Industry for being there to be able to support us amidst all our development activities. And right now, today, we at Wood et al. Can match any world-class company in Nigeria.
How did you start? How many people did you start with?
We started as an unregistered company, naturally. And I had two main carpenters and three ancillary carpenters. Then I had one bookkeeper. But the fun was, then we could only afford to rent a house. So we rented a 3-bedroom house. I had the ensuite room to myself. The two carpenters had one room. The bookkeeper had one room. And the living room was the office and the store. That was it. Yeah. And it was fun because I could remember because the carpenters didn't have any time, so I do the cooking. It was fun at that then. And we had a couple of nice transactions. Our first transaction was a 28,000 naira transaction. It was a 28,000 naira transaction. To just do some wooden batten for some house, and that was it.
What are the most frustrating factors in this business?
Haven't I told you that it's a 1 billion turnover company? Every Nigerian who hears this would think, wow, furniture is very juicy. That's why everybody's coming into it. But no, the challenges are enormous. The first and foremost, I'll tell you, a large percentage of raw materials are not made here. They are imported. And with every fluctuation in the foreign exchange, the prices become unbearable. There's a second national issue, which is a power issue. And as long as we want to be in business, we don't flog power too much. We just try to make sure we provide the cheapest available means to get our business going. The third, there's double taxation everywhere. There are no proper taxation system. You're being taxed this, taxed that, you're moving on the road, you're paying, you're moving from Lagos to deliver in Abuja, you're paying all sorts of, to all sorts of numerous bodies that, are not acclaimed, that you don't know. But because you're on the road, they tie you down, you can move.
Now, the facility that you have from the Bank of Industry was for expansion. At what point did you realize that this expansion was necessary?
10 years ago.
Was it?
10 years ago.
Okay.
And
so how did you go about it?
Well, 10 years ago, I just started, when I knew it, I was exhausted all I could do with myself and the finance I made. So the next thing was to approach the Bank of Industry, and thanks to the management then and the management now, and it shows how we have evolved in the country. I first applied for this loan 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago.
Why did it take so long?
Yeah, and I had bottlenecks. The usual issue of loans in Nigeria will always come in place. You need collateral, you need this. And we're just about like a startup. You know, we hadn't built our company to that extent, and we couldn't access the loan. It was granted. We couldn't access it because we didn't have some of the prerequisites.
The global furniture industry is rising, and so is the business in Nigeria, mirroring the boom in the real estate sector. Despite the myriad of challenges of funding, manpower and technical competence facing that sector, many companies like Wood et al. Still find creative ways of dealing with the problems, one of which is partnering with the Bank of Industry. You too will do well to join the train. That's it on BOI Weekly for today. I'm Kayode Alayande. Remember, you can find the best funding options for your business at boinigeria.com. Please go ahead to download the BOI SME Loan app from the Google Play Store and start applying for your loan right away. If you want to know more about the benefits of the BOI Loan app, just tweet at me at KAY Alayande and I'll be there to point you in the right direction. Bye-bye.